आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवद् वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनम् अन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वाप्येनं वेद न चैव कश्चित्. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. The fact that the atomic soul is within the body of gigantic animal, in the body of gigantic banyan tree, and also in the microbic germs, millions and billions of which occupy only an inch of space, is certainly very amazing. Men with a poor fund of knowledge and men who are not austere cannot understand the wonders of the individual atomic spark of spirit, even though it is explained by the greatest authority of knowledge, who imparted lessons even to Brahma, the first living being in the universe. Owing to a gross material conception of things, most men in this age cannot imagine how such a small particle can become both so great and so small. So men look at the soul proper as wonderful either by constitution or by description. Illusioned by the material energy, people are so engrossed in subject matters for sense gratification that they have very little time to understand the question of self-understanding, even though it is a fact that without the self-understanding all activities result in ultimate defeat in the struggle for existence. Perhaps they have no idea that one must think of the soul and thus make a solution to the material miseries. Some people who are inclined to hear about the soul may be attending lectures in good association, but sometimes owing to ignorance, they are misguided by acceptance of the super soul and the atomic soul as one without distinction of magnitude. It is very difficult to find a man who perfectly understands the position of the soul, the atomic soul, their respective functions and relationship, and all other major and minor details. And it is still more difficult to find a man who has actually derived full benefit from knowledge of the soul and who is able to describe the position of the soul in different aspects. But if somehow or other one is able to understand the subject matter of the soul, then one's life is successful. The easiest process for understanding the subject matter of self, however, is to accept the statement of the Bhagavad Gita spoken by the greatest authority Lord Krishna without being deviated by other theories. But it also requires a great deal of penance and sacrifice, either in this life or in the previous ones, before one is able to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna can, however, be known as such by the causeless mercy of the pure devotee and by no other way. So it's amazing. Soul is amazing. It's such a little spark, but it maintains huge body of even elephant, big trees. It's amazingly powerful. It's eternal. So many people, they look at soul as amazing, some describe as amazing, and some hear about soul as amazing, but still it's very difficult for few to understand the soul. So we are this soul. So the description about soul means description about ourselves. We are soul. eternal soul who will never die, and that soul when starts conditioning that he will die, and that time the miseries begins. And one who can realize that he is not going to die, he is eternal part and parcel of Krishna. After that realization, such a person becomes very happy. He becomes very satisfied in his life and in his relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, this realization of soul and super soul is very important. This is the most fundamental knowledge. This is the most important thing. This is the solution to all problems. To understand that we are not body, we are soul. Soul is eternal. Soul will never die. And we are that soul. So every time we should remind ourselves, I am soul, I am soul, I am soul, I will not die. Whenever there is anxiety, whenever there is different distress, stress, challenge, loss, gain, whatever it may be in the life, always we have to remind ourselves, I am not body, I am soul, and there is no loss for the soul. And when we go on repeatedly thinking about it, then we start coming out of the conditioning of this material world, and then we can relish the real happiness of the life. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.